Well, thank you for that introduction. Normally I just get, Bill's got something to say, shut up and sit down. I am the poor substitute, actually, this evening for Minister Gravelle. Minister Gravelle, as many of you know, was scheduled to speak this evening, but unfortunately was unable to get away from the legislature. Today was a major update on the state of the provincial economy, and he, like other MPPs, were asked to stay at Queen's Park. I'm sure, given the choice of speaking to an audience this size on something that's very near and dear to his heart, forestry and innovation and biomass, he would much rather be here than talking about our provincial deficit, but I have been asked to stand in his stead. So I am delighted, as he would have been, to be here at Nipissing University this evening. As I've mentioned, Minister Gravelle has asked that I send his regrets since he was unable to be here to speak in person because of his responsibilities in the legislature. I'd like to congratulate the Biomass Innovation Centre for organizing this forum to explore establishing a biomass cluster for heating and energy. And I want you to know that the Ontario government shares your enthusiasm about the potential for biomass as a source of energy for Ontario. So I welcome this opportunity to highlight some of the things that the province is doing from our end to help realize the potential of biomass based on our commitment to renewable energy. As you know, the Forestry Division has been a part of the Ministry of Northern Development, Mines and Forestry for just a month. And it's been for just a few months, I should say, and it's been a learning experience for all of us. Minister Gravelle certainly recognizes the challenges that this brings, and he's very excited about it. The Minister is actually as acutely aware of the vital role that forestry plays in our province, and as the Minister responsible for the business and economic functions of forestry in this province, he's also deeply committed to shaping the best possible future for this sector for the benefit of all Ontarians. And I have to say, for those of you who know Minister Gravelle, he's a very energetic minister, and he would be the first to remind you of the fact that he's from the north, his riding is in Thunder Bay, he has many forest products industries in his riding, so he gets it. He understands the challenges that this industry face, and he also understands the opportunities that these difficult times present. The Forestry Division understands that a big part of our government's interest in biomass is based on our commitment to renewable energy. And you'll recall that the Green Energy and Green Economy Act were passed by the legislature just last May. And this historic act aims to attract new investment, create new green energy jobs, and better protect the environment. Through it, we've committed to significantly increase the amount of electricity we generate from renewable sources by the year 2025. Just last month, Premier Dalton McGuinty announced new regulations under the Green Energy Act to help our province take yet another step toward a greener economy and a more renewable energy supply. One of the components he announced is a feed-in tariff program, which allows individuals and companies to sell renewable energy into the grid at set rates. This is North America's first guaranteed pricing structure. It combines a stable, competitive price with a long-term contract. It's designed to further encourage the development of our renewable energy supply. A few days before the Premier's announcement, Ministers Gravelle and Smitherman announced a series of major transmission projects across the province. This was, as you'll recall, the news that Ontario is investing $2.3 billion to upgrade energy transmission and distribution systems in the province. Hydro One has the go-ahead to start work on 20 transmission projects that are expected to create about 20,000 jobs and spur green economic development across the province over the next 3 years. These projects will help ensure that there will be enough transmission capability for renewable energy resulting from the province's Green Energy Act. Our goal is to develop a smarter electricity grid that's better adapted to renewable energy projects. When it comes to renewable energy, Ontario is already a national leader in wind power, and we are building capacity in solar, water, and bioenergy as well. One of the most exciting sources for renewable energy is our forests. As we plan for the future, our government envisions a whole new use for the province's renewable and sustainable wood supply. We envision an opportunity to use the forest potential to support new investment and green jobs in Ontario's bioeconomy. Minister Gravelle was especially pleased that the government supported this vision with a $25 million investment recently in a new Centre for Research and Innovation in the Bioeconomy located in Thunder Bay. Forest bioproducts are already a billion-dollar industry in Canada, producing everything from adhesives to anti-cancer biochemicals. The Ontario government believes forest biofiber can play an important role in generating electricity while reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Remember, forest biofiber is renewable and it is sustainable. Turning biofiber into energy makes good environmental sense, and for that reason, it has a significant place in Ontario's renewable energy policies. And that's why the Minister of Natural Resources, Donna Cansfield, announced the Forest Biofiber Directive in August of 2008. That directive specifically helps to support the use of this underutilized resource. As you know, Ontario Power Generation, OPG, is already testing the use of biomass at its Atikokan generation station. Another initiative of the Ontario government that will have an impact on renewable energy projects is the current review of our forest tenure and timber pricing system, by which companies get and pay for wood in Ontario. During the past month, ministry staff have traveled to 8 communities across the province, holding stakeholder and public sessions to discuss options about how to best modernize that forest tenure and timber pricing system. As you can imagine, in each community there was a vigorous, healthy, but forward-looking discussion. The same is true as we also engage our Aboriginal partners in these consultations. Government is not suggesting the changes to the tenure and timber pricing system, however, will somehow solve all the challenges that this industry is facing. Getting any one piece right in this complex puzzle won't suddenly make all of the other pieces fall into place. We need to understand that once consultation is over, input is analyzed, future options are considered, and Ontarians and the provincial economy have also been considered, some very tough decisions will have to be made. But we believe that tenure and timber pricing reform is an important step to put the industry back on a solid economic footing. We also believe that a forest tenure and timber pricing system that is open and transparent and responsive to changing economic and business needs will point us to a better access and use of this highly prized forest resource. If we want Ontarians to get the maximum benefit from our forest, we also need to free up wood supplies that are available and are not currently being used. Which brings me to Ontario's staged competition for Crown wood supply, by which unused wood will be made available to proponents who are committed to new and innovative business ventures that will stimulate Ontario's economy, especially here in the north. This is a process that is tightly aligned with a forest tenure and timber pricing review. They both look to foster innovative uses of wood and encourage the emerging bioeconomy. During the first stage of that process, already completed, we sent out a request for expressions of interest and received an overwhelming response from proponents interested in investing in Ontario and creating green jobs. Submissions detailed a wide range of new proposals, including value-added forest products and biofuels, and you'll be interested to know that more than half of those proposals were for wood pellets. It's not surprising, as worldwide demand for wood pellets is so strong that most Canadian pellet manufacturers actually sell their entire annual output even before it's produced. Ministry staff have reviewed the submissions and are confirming the supply of available and unused wood, and we look forward to moving ahead with stage 2 of that competition in the near future. Certainly the diversification of the forest sector in Ontario, including innovative biofuel and value-added projects, is key to strengthening Ontario's forest sector now and into the future. I want to emphasize that in no way, however, is the Ontario government diminishing the important contribution and benefit that large-scale forest companies bring to this province and will continue to do so. However, it's widely recognized that while there is a place for the traditional primary forest product manufacturing sector, we also need to provide opportunities for new businesses with new ideas, new products aimed at new markets. So here in Ontario, we are incredibly fortunate to have 17% of Canada's forests and a world-class system of managing those forests. Our forests, as I've mentioned, are renewable resource that can provide a sustainable source of bioenergy and bioproducts for generations to come. The provincial government understands that renewable energy is the way of the future, and we are moving forward on a variety of fronts to put into place programs and policies that will promote a business climate that encourages competitiveness and investment. I know that if Minister Gravelle were here this evening, he would relate to you in first person just how excited he is about the potential of biomass and how he looks forward to continuing to work with our current partners into creating new partnerships to build new and innovative opportunities as we move from fossil fuels to a cleaner, greener source of energy for a greener Ontario. Thank you very much.